Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. In March 2018, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his elder brother Raila Odinga surprised Kenyans by shaking hands right in front of Harambee House. That handshake changed the politics of this country completely. And majority of Kenyans expected President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga to hold joint tours or rallies across the country to sell that handshake. Because the truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga supporters never embraced that handshake. The other truth is that President Uhuru Kenyatta supporters never embraced that handshake. But Raila Odinga hosted President Uhuru Kenyatta severally in his strongholds. But Uhuru Kenyatta never took Raila Odinga to the mountain, which was Jubilee strongholds. And in fact, I remember at that time, most people started speculating that Uhuru Kenyatta was actually playing Raila Odinga. So as politics continued taking shape, it became very clear that President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to support Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2022. But the biggest question remained, when was Uhuru Kenyatta going to take Raila Odinga to the mountain? So sometimes last year, Raila Odinga just embarked on a journey of climbing the mountain. So the question still lingered. When was Uhuru Kenyatta going to take Raila Odinga to the mountain? And was it last month or last week, I started reading from people like the Kirinyaga governor, Anne Waiguru, that Raila Odinga was actually better off going to the mountain alone. And at some point, President Uhuru Kenyatta went to Sagana and made a promise that he was going to start campaigning for Raila Odinga. It never happened. Again, when Raila Odinga was unveiled as a new presidential candidate, Uhuru Kenyatta promised that he was going to take the gospel of Raila Odinga to the mountain. And something happened yesterday. David Murathe revealed that Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to take Raila Odinga's campaign to the mountain. In this country, I normally pay very close attention to specific politicians, because whenever they speak the mind of their party leaders. One of such individuals is Murathe. Whenever Murathe speaks, that's Uhuru Kenyatta speaking. The other one is normally Oscar Sudi. Whenever Oscar Sudi speaks, I know that's William Ruto. The other one is Junet Mohammed. When you want to understand the thinking of Raila Odinga on any matter, just pay close attention to what the Democrat from Suna East, Junet Mohammed, is saying. And when you want to take the mind of Musalia Mudavadi, listen to Honorable Agoi. And for Kalonzo Musyoka, in most cases, it is Mutula Kilonzo Jr. or Daniel Manzo. So the statement by David Murathe, in my view, is significant politically speaking. So in this video today, I want us to look at the details why Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to campaign for Raila Odinga in the larger Mount Kenya region anytime soon. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two and click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And in fact, it's very cold outside here and it has rained, and I have a bit of coffee here. And normally there are people here who send me coffees. I want to appreciate them. You can send me coffee, $1, $2, pale chini, you'll get my number. Now, the politics of this country is taking shape now. Two-horse race. I know Kalonzo Musyoka is going to join Raila Odinga. It's going to be a two-horse race. William Ruto, Raila Odinga. The two gentlemen have picked their running mates from the larger Mount Kenya region. Raila Odinga picked Martha Karua. William Ruto picked Rigathi Gachagua because he believes, for example, that Rigathi Gachagua is a mobilizer who will be able to mobilize the mountain. He believes that the people of the larger Mount Kenya region believes in Rigathi Gachagua because he can protect their interest, and of course, he has the money. Raila Odinga also picked Martha Karua. Why do you think he picked Martha Karua? I did that comprehensive analysis. You can find it in one of my videos there. I'm going to put the link to that. Also, why Ruto chose Rigathi Gachagua, I'm also going to put the link to that video in case you missed it. But why do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going or is not willing to go to the ground with Raila Odinga and Martha Karua? Because what we've witnessed since Raila Odinga nominated Martha Karua as his running mate is that Martha Karua has embarked on a campaign tour or trail of the mountain. She has been to Kirinyaga, Meru, Tharaka Nithi. I'm sure she's going to Embu and the rest. President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to join them soon. Why do you think the president has decided not to join the brothers in the campaigns? In my view, I want to believe that Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to join Raila Odinga and Martha Karua in the campaigns in the larger Mount Kenya region for strategic reasons. And these are the reasons. Number one, I tend to think that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's advisors want to project the ticket, Karua-Raila ticket, as a reformist ticket. Reformers. To create a clear contrast to William Ruto or Rigathi Gachagua's ticket. If you look at the history of Raila Karua and the history of Rigathi Ruto, that clear distinction is there. In the 90s, Ruto and Rigathi were fully in KANU, supporting Moi, Daniel Torrijara Moi, against the opposition. Everything bad which took place in this country were defended by those two gentlemen. Raila Odinga and Karua were on the other side fighting Moi. And there is no way you can have that ticket, for example, and try to project a reform ticket while President Uhuru Kenyatta and his shadow is lingering. Like, for example, assuming Martha Karua went with Uhuru Kenyatta in the mountain in Kirinyaga, Meru, and Kiambu and Tharaka Nithi, and then you want to talk of reform agenda. Like Martha Karua has been talking about that reform agenda, trying to draw parallels between them and the other side. It can't happen. There is no way you can sell Raila and Karua ticket as a reform ticket when the shadow of Uhuru Kenyatta is lingering. So I want to think that strategically, that is one of the reasons why Uhuru is taking a backseat. Is offering full support because the kind of support Karua is getting, that's state backing, and I'm sure Uhuru Kenyatta is fully behind it. So that's why they're doing that. In fact, let me just take you back. When Raila Odinga and his team announced that those who are interested in the position of running mate to apply, Jubilee as a political party submitted names of two people, Peter Kenneth and Sabina Chege. Those two names were never considered. So basically, NAC Kenya and ODM. ODM theme has always been changed. NAC Kenya, if you can remember, the original NAC removed Moi. So those joint tickets. So that's number one. Number two, I think strategically, the idea behind this is to shed off the project tag. You know, Raila Odinga was being tagged as Uhuru Kenyatta's project. Someone who has contested for the presidency all along. Yeah, since 1997. Raila contested in 97, 2002 he didn't, 2007 he contested, 13, 17, this is 2022, he's contesting. But Raila Odinga was being tagged as Uhuru Kenyatta's project. Mudavadi was the leader of that choir. By bringing Martha Karua to this ticket, you bring back the memory of NAC, the memory of the struggle, and then you remove Uhuru Kenyatta from that campaign. Then it means you allow Raila and Karua to campaign. They are now able to deal with the former KANU remnants without Uhuru Kenyatta in the picture. Because if Uhuru were to go to the mountain and start campaigning for Raila, there's no way you are going to remove that project tag. I think that's what they are going to do for now, until such a time when it will be convenient for Uhuru Kenyatta to go to the ground. Number 3, in my view, I think Uhuru Kenyatta is also trying to borrow from Mwai Kibaki. He wants to use the Mwai Kibaki approach. You know, Mwai Kibaki offered total support to Uhuru Kenyatta, but he never campaigned. He even made it appear as if he was supporting Musalia Mudavadi. Why is he doing this? Uhuru Kenyatta is doing this so that he's not dragged into the mud. Because politics can sometimes be emotive. And in case William Ruto will outwit him, he can say he never campaigned for Raila Odinga. He just expressed his interest that, for me, I have preference here. So I tend to think that he's trying to borrow from Kibaki, so that it's not really in the campaigns per se, but his hands, his everything is fully in that campaign. Number 4, I also tend to think that the other reason why they're doing this is that Uhuru and Raila, they want to gauge, because there was a feeling that Uhuru Kenyatta was a baggage on the ticket. So they wanted to feel, if Uhuru is not in that ticket and a running is named, how is the ground going to react? You know, the NIS is at the disposal of Uhuru Kenyatta. So by now, I'm sure they've already given him the report, whether they should go to the ground or whether they should continue keeping off. And number 5, in my view, I think Uhuru and Raila are also keen on dealing with the Jubilee baggage. The truth of the matter is that one thing which was affecting Raila Odinga was the Jubilee baggage. You know, as long as Uhuru Kenyatta is there supporting this ticket, you can easily heap the blame, the Jubilee failure, on Raila and Uhuru. Now, Uhuru Kenyatta is now out of the picture. The only person you are meeting on the street is Raila and Karua. Karua is not Kenya, not in parliament, not even in parliament. Raila, ODM. Can you say that these guys are in government? The other day you attended a cabinet meeting, they were not there. So I tend to think that it's about the Jubilee baggage. If there's a baggage Uhuru Kenyatta has, like in the mountain, it is being alleged that Uhuru neglected the region. So Uhuru is telling them, now let Martha Karua try. So Martha Karua is coming. So you judge Martha Karua as a Martha Karua. In fact, if you look at it critically, it's succeeding. Because right now, it is forcing Mudavadi and the rest to attack Martha Karua. They're no longer attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta. They're no longer attacking the president. Why? Because attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta would not add any value to them now. And lastly, I think it's also about Raila Odinga and the change message. You know, you cannot talk of change in the presence of Uhuru Kenyatta. You cannot talk of how you are going to do things differently. You see, it now allows Raila Odinga to talk of certain things in Jubilee, certain things which he can do better. For example, there was no way Raila could talk about corruption fully, and Uhuru Kenyatta is right behind him, seated there, because the government has failed. There's no way he can blame or accuse the government of ABCD when the president is the guy taking charge of his campaigns. But strategically, he can now talk about them because the president is taking a back seat and is the guy who is now taking the front seat. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Please tell me something. William Ruto was in Nakuru, successful. Then he went to to Laikipia. Not Laikipia, to Nyandarua. Yeah? And you know that incident. We need to analyze that tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.